Hello and welcome back to my humble show. So first let me just make a personal statement, or shall I say a personnel statement. Tim Walz is clearly a buffoon. I'd say Kamala Harris regrets picking him for VP, except for the fact that she's also a buffoon. But let's talk about Tim Walz. Tim Walz was just caught on tape saying that the country is being stolen by fascists and Nazis. As if we did not see that coming. Because that strategy worked out so well for him during the election, didn't it? Him and her both. Him and them all. But what is this all about? Dustin Grage posted that along with a clip proving as much. And it is actually a clip from Alpha News. I can click over here on their post, and they said, caught on tape. Walz says country stolen by fascists and Nazis at nurses event. They do have a story here linked. I'll pull it up momentarily. Yes, caught on tape. Walz says country stolen by fascists and Nazis at nurses event. Story by Alpha News. Buffoonery by Tim Walz. Here's the story. Walz's statements add to a recent pattern of deploying Nazi-related accusations against his political opponents. He just can't help himself. And people on the left like to say that Donald Trump lies. Well, I would say that he exaggerates often. Sometimes for the sake of diplomacy. Sometimes for the sake of ego. But on the left, they both lie and exaggerate. And Tim Walz is the perfect example of that. He has lied about pretty much everything in his life at this point. And look at that. Him doing the Nazi salute. Oh, wait. I don't believe in making such ridiculous assertions. He does. About Elon Musk, namely. But I don't. So don't take me too seriously. Governor Tim Walz said the country is being stolen by fascists and Nazis, according to a recording obtained by Alpha News, and we will listen to that. But Senator Nate Wiesenberg, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Our Little Falls, provided the recording to Alpha News and said the remarks were made during a Minnesota Nurses Association Day on the Hill Tuesday, an event to spotlight healthcare issues during Minnesota's 2025 legislative session. So this clip is
you see the nonsense that's being put forward on that. We're going to need your voice there, because I would just end with this, and we're seeing it in these town halls. That charismatic leader's not going to come there. You know, I see the pundits on TV. What's wrong with the Democratic Party? What's wrong is our country's being stolen by fascists and Nazis, and we're trying to do all we can to try and do it. But we need to use all the tools in our...
So what's wrong with the Democrat Party is that the country is being stolen by fascists and Nazis? Way to call out your own party. So you just lost the election in epic fail fashion. No one even cares about you anymore. No one cares about Kamala Harris. No one cares about Joe Biden. You're all things of the past. Though apparently Kamala Harris is going to be running for governor of California or something like that. Maybe even president in the future. Think of all that what you may. I'm just here to say they all not only were defeated, but they defeated themselves. And they took no notes along the way. They're still singing the same old song, doing the same old dance. Tim Walz doesn't get a pass on that. Tim Walz doing the same old dance. Pun intended there. But speaking of puns, you can't spell pundit without spelling pun. I see the pundits on TV, he says. What's wrong with the Democrat Party? What's wrong is our country is being stolen by fascists and Nazis, Walz appears to say, per the recording. Walz, who has repeatedly championed unity when it's convenient, with a campaign message of One Minnesota, said in a text message to supporters Wednesday that he won't make a bid for the U.S. seat, for the open U.S. Senate seat, but is still exploring a possible third term as governor of Minnesota, of course. If you're ready to keep fighting for a future where no one is left behind and nobody gets told they don't belong, stand with me and send a donation to power our work today, the text said. Send money. Alpha News reached out to Walz's office for clarity on his comments, but did not receive a response. Of course not. He will not give them the time of day. Why should we give him the time of the day if he's so irrelevant? Well, again, he did just run as a VP prospect. So they may be things of the past, but he is still a governor of Minnesota and may continue being one. And he is still making statements like the one you just heard. Last month, during an appearance on MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show, Walz claimed Tesla CEO Elon Musk performed a Nazi salute at President Donald Trump's inauguration, saying, "Of course he did." I'm not going to play this clip because I have it in a compilation that's coming up. Compilation which I will play shortly. But the caption reads, this also from Alpha News, Tim Walz said, "They're showing or throwing so much at us that we're fatigued. We spent 3 days debating that President Musk gave a Nazi salute. Of course he did." The words of Tim Walz, you'll hear him from his own mouth shortly, as I said, but let me just keep reading through this article. Musk later threatened legal action against Walz over the remarks. Wasn't much of a threat, but you could call it that. Musk has bigger fish to fry than the little guy that is Walz. Even the left-leaning Anti-Defamation League dismissed Musk's arm extension as an awkward gesture rather than a deliberate salute. Talking about awkward gestures, there's one right there. Tim Walz, the hypocrite that he is. Pattern of Nazi-related accusations. Walz's statements adds to a recent pattern of deploying Nazi-related accusations against his political opponents. I think I made the word statement plural there on accident. Walz's statement adds to a recent pattern of deploying Nazi-related accusations against his political opponents. Last month, during an appearance on MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show, yada, 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 bing, bing, boom. Already read that. Now I can just continue to read the room. Speaking of MSNBC, they've been doing some cutting as of late. Not some deploying, some unemploying. Controversial issue of its own. Been meaning to talk about that, but I haven't talked about much of anything as of late. If you're listening now, well, thank you. Like, subscribe, and enjoy the ride. But let's keep this ball rolling here. With this post from the Anti-Defamation League. Yeah, they said this is a delicate moment in regards to Elon Musk's awkward gesture. It's a new day, and yet so many are on the edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate the people being on edge. We appreciate that people are on edge. In this moment, all sides should be given a bit of grace. They should be giving one another a bit of grace. Perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work toward unity in the months and years ahead. And Elon Musk responded, "Thanks, guys." They're not exactly big fans of him, but he is on the side of the ticket that's actually more pro-Israel than the side that Tim Walz is on, to be fair. So it never made much sense to call Elon Musk a Nazi because of an awkward gesture, which, had it meant what Tim Walz is claiming it meant, would benefit Elon Musk and his party, his newfound party, the Republican Party, in no way whatsoever. During his unsuccessful 2024 vice presidential bid alongside Kamala Harris, Walz compared a Trump rally at Madison Square Garden to a Nazi rally and later refused to take back the remark despite widespread criticism. I'm not sure the criticism was all that widespread. Most people in the mainstream media were just going along with the narrative. In fact, the narrative actually started with Hillary Clinton, if I'm not mistaken. She was being interviewed, maybe even on MSNBC. And, she said that the Madison Square Garden rally, which was hosted by Donald Trump, etc., just before the election, was a reenactment of a Nazi rally, an old Nazi rally. Ridiculous notion, obviously, but that's what she claimed. And then Tim Walz echoed her claim, refused to backtrack on that. Of course, the most divisive comment they got out of that particular Madison Square Garden rally was a comment, a joke about Puerto Rico, which was made by a comedian from Kill Tony. So there's that. So we got to hear about that controversy for days on end. Not much of a Nazi rally, if you ask me, especially considering how many pro-Israel people were there at that so-called Nazi rally in New York City. But yes, here is this clip. Governor Walz refuses to take back his comparison of Trump's Madison Square Garden rally, which was attended by a Holocaust survivor, to a Nazi rally. So yeah, another example of how it didn't make any sense at all to say what Hillary Clinton and Tim Walz were saying.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision.
Oh, what a cheap answer. He's almost stuck between saying no and yes, but he doesn't want to backtrack on it because it would go to show just how buffoonish he is in the things that he says. So he says, well, the American people saw it for themselves. Okay, what you're saying there is they should conclude that it was what I said it was, even though they know, if they actually watch it, that it wasn't what I said it was. Sorry if the volume level is low on this clip. I can't turn it up any further.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision of what they saw.
What about you, though?
So I know what I saw, and I'll just leave it at that.
You saw it yourself. Okay, shouldn't you be able to describe it then? After all, you did already. And in fact, I believe the first time he made the comparison was before the rally actually even took place. Because what Hillary Clinton said was before the rally took place. She called it a Nazi rally before it even took place. Tim Walz echoed that sentiment. Then it took place. The most they got out of that to criticize was a joke about Puerto Rico made by a comedian who was invited to tell jokes. And then afterwards he was asked, did you really mean it? I mean, Tim Walz was asked, did you really mean what you said? The comparison, that is. And he said, I saw it. I know what I think. You can watch it and tell me what you think. Yeah. Cheap answer.
How does that help win over independent voters, all this rhetoric in these final 8 days?
What Donald Trump did, I don't think it wins them over when they see that hate. I think that's what's sending them to us. I don't think that's the point I'm making.
Really? Sending them to you?
I don't think that works.
You do realize that Elon Musk got sent from you to him, as in Donald Trump. Elon Musk was a Democrat. Multiple people within Donald Trump's cabinet, like RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, and you can even throw podcaster Joe Rogan in there, since he endorsed in the final days, though he's not a cabinet member. These are people who used to be Democrats, and because of the rhetoric of people like you calling your opponents Nazis, they switch sides. So yeah, clearly didn't work out the way you were describing it in this clip here or there, buddy. Here, there, everywhere, buddy. Buddy old pal. Okay, so that's the end of that article. Alpha News, check them out. Across social media. I'm not so sure I'm actually subscribed to their YouTube channel. Let me pull this video up. This audio up. And find out. Nope, not subscribed, so I'm going to do that right now since I've made them a part of my show. 16 minutes into my show. Don't have much further to go on this one. My voice is giving out on me a bit. I have some kind of cut in the back of my throat, on my tongue or something. And eating has been painful. Talking is bothering me as well. Okay, back to this thread of mine. Calling people Nazis isn't new for Tim Walz, namely when he's whining about Elon Musk, whom he now calls President Musk, despite having previously claimed that Donald Trump was a dictator. You can't have it both ways. So, I may have talked about this on this channel already. I just find it a bit amusing how Democrats such as Tim Walz, they said, oh, Trump, he's going to be a dictator. Dictator on day one. He's going to establish a dictatorship. And then Donald Trump got into office along with Elon Musk, and they're like, Donald Trump isn't even president. Elon Musk is president. So much for Donald Trump being a dictator, I guess. Or are they both? Are they co-dictators? Are they co-presidents? Are they co-dictators? How does that work exactly? I don't know. So here's a compilation, a video I put together, February 3, failed vice presidential nominee Tim Walz on MSNBC calling Elon Musk a Nazi and other nonsense. So, obviously doesn't have the most recent statement made by him, since I put this together before his most recent claim, as revealed in the audio clip, that fascists and Nazis are taking over the country, are stealing the country. And by that, I'm guessing he just means everyone who voted for Donald Trump. Though if you asked him to clarify, he probably wouldn't clarify that either. He would say, well, you know what you've seen. I know what I've seen. Here's this.
What do you think? America's listening to you right now, thinking about what might have been had you been vice president instead of J.D. Vance.
Close call.
What
Actually, not so close.
might have been had Kamala Harris been the president right now instead of Donald Trump. People hearing you talking about the pushback and the fight and that mattering. What does that mean in practical terms? The average person watching you right now who agrees that this needs a big pushback, what should they do?
Yeah, and you know that overused term, the frog in the boiling water, we've been in the damn pot way too long. I think it is speaking up. It's thinking about your neighbors. It's writing and putting those members of Congress. Look, there is no spine amongst those folks. But this is real. This is, they're talking about defunding the police, things that they, puff their chests up and say they're good with.
Defunding the police. Remember when Minneapolis was burning to the ground? His wife, Gwen Walz, was talking about how they left the windows on their house open so they could smell the burning rubber, so they could feel like they were part of something. To them, that was revolutionary. They smelled burning rubber in their state, in their city. And they thought, this is what America needs. Because of the rioting that was taking place. And now, after all of their capitulating to the defund the police movement, and more broadly the Black Lives Matter movement, they're going to claim that Republicans are the ones who want to defund the police. Give me a break. Also, he used the word neighbor there. So you want to on the one hand call, I guess, half of voting America, more than half of voting America, considering Donald Trump won, Nazis, and then you want to talk about how much you care about your neighbors. Take notes, dude, and look in the mirror.
These things that they, puff their chests up and say they're good with, making the case. And I would let, to the voters, I'm with this too. Everybody's fatigued. Trust me, I get it. It was pure hell, and the disappointment and the frustration. And I'm, soul searching. What could we have done to make the case? Because
soul searching, really? No.
We knew this was coming. We knew that the implications, and they're throwing so much at us that we're fatigued. We spent 3 days, debating, having them trying to debate that President Musk gave a Nazi salute. Of course he did. What? But that is a distraction from what I think you said it. This is game on stuff right here.
Of course, he says, of course Elon Musk did a Nazi salute. Based upon what exactly? Just an awkward gesture which you yourself have made on various occasions, as you will see soon. So yeah, like I said, this guy not only exaggerates, he outright lies. He has lied for many years about many things, including his service record. Yeah, told all kinds of lies about that, let all kinds of lies linger, and they followed him all the way into his VP campaign with Kamala Harris. Came back to bite him a bit, but he was never really criticized as much as he should have been, and I wouldn't normally criticize a veteran, but he was an insult to other veterans who actually went into combat zones. He just led everyone to believe that he did, even though he didn't, and that's just the half of it. That's not even the half of it. Along with that, he lied about the way his own children were conceived. Who lies about that sort of thing? This guy knows no limitations. I'm telling you what. But, yeah. It is what it is, I guess.
And I am worried with these federal employees.
Nazi salute, Nazi salute.
So this is where Elon Musk somewhat threatened him legally, because Robbie Starbuck said, creepy Tim Walz says, of course Elon did a Nazi salute. I hope Elon sues him for all he's worth. And Elon Musk said, I think I will. Tim Walz is creepy. And he's saying that likely because of Tim Walz's talking point about Republicans being weird, which he kept repeating ad nauseum during the campaign. So he was like, we don't call each other names. Also, those guys over there, they are weird. And then he was asked, aren't you calling people names? And he was like, no, it's not name calling. It's just making an observation. So if I look at you and I call you a weirdo, and you're like, don't call me a name, I'm like, I'm just making an observation. You're going to buy that? Of course not. But, yeah, he's full of it.
Nazi salute, Nazi salute. Nazi salute, Nazi salute.
That was his first rally with Kamala Harris. I believe it was his very first rally in Philadelphia. Yeah, I think that's where it was. So, notice how he pats his heart and then raises his hand in the same way that Elon Musk did. Literally the exact same gesture that Elon Musk made Tim Walz makes here. But again, I'm not the one who's willing to be ridiculous here just for the sake of propaganda, because I don't think he actually believes that Elon Musk did a Nazi salute. I don't think he actually believes that. I mean, he's kind of a buffoon, so it's possible. But, yeah. I have a hard time believing. Yeah.
Flashback.
Donald Trump has descended into madness over the last few weeks. And I think some of you don't miss on this. Go do your Google on this. Donald Trump's got this big rally going at
Go do your Google on this.
Madison Square Garden. There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
Yeah. I doubt he's exactly a history buff. He's repeating a talking point that he heard from Hillary Clinton, and that was before the rally even took place. And then he was asked about the comparison afterwards, and then he just said nothing, basically. I said what I said is what he said.
Second, exactly what they're doing there.
I'm kind of retarded.
We respect our neighbors' choices. We don't have to agree with them. You do you, I'll do me. That's
Unless you're a fascist Nazi.
the thing we do. And look, there's that golden rule. Do unto others. That's a good golden rule. I have an addendum to that, too, that there's a second golden rule. Mind your own damn business with it. Goes with it. Somebody said, you think Donald Trump knows the golden rule? And I said, yes. Those are the instructions he gave to his interior designer for his gold toilet or whatever the hell he put in.
We've been in the damn pot way too long.
This last week, Mike Flynn was asked, think about this. This is America. This is not some fictional place. He was asked if he would lead military tribunals to carry out executions against those who are against Donald Trump if Trump were to win. That's what he was asked. So, America, the answer to that is, are you out of your goddamn mind? But no. Mike Flynn's answer was, we have to win first.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama now is the ex-president.
So yeah, cry harder. Or don't. Just don't cry wolf. Just don't cry Walz. How about that? Ending on the very viral video of the screaming individual from Trump's first presidency. Interesting stuff, I hope. You can let me know in the comments below what you think. Be happy to hear from you. Feel free to disagree with me. That's all I've got for the moment. Nearly 30 minutes into this, didn't mean to spend so much time on it. Oh no. Just saw where Gene Hackman and his wife were found deceased. I didn't plan on showing this, but that's sad. I did not realize he was 95. Gene Hackman was 95 years old. I did not know that. I mean, I knew he was old, but not that old. Gene Hackman, celebrated actor known for films like The French Connection and Unforgiven, passed away at the age of 95 alongside his wife, Betsy Arakawa, aged 63. 32 years younger. And their dog in their Santa Fe home. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office reported no evidence of foul play. The couple's death was confirmed on Wednesday. So wait, their dog died as well? Husband, wife, and dog all died? Either way, very sad. Sad stuff. But at that age, it's kind of the inevitable. Yeah. That's it. Keep in touch. Keep in tune. New content is coming soon. Peace.